Go ahead and start. I did talk to Rick Roper, who's our fourth member, and he had just returned from vacation, so he won't be able to join us this evening. But we do have a quorum of 3, and we're going to get started. Today is February 5. This is the Ayer Planning Board at 7 p.m. My name is Jeremy Callahan. I'm the chairman. To my right is Kyle Gordon, a member, and Jennifer Gibbons is to my left. Jennifer, would you take minutes? Is that all right?
Kyle usually does.
Or do you want to? That's fine. Either way, that's great. Great. Let me read the public notice that was printed in the newspaper. It was printed January 9th and January 16th. Town of Ayer Planning Board public hearing notice. The Ayer Planning Board will conduct a public hearing at 7 p.m. on Thursday, February 5th, 2015 at the Ayer Town Hall, located at 1 Main Street, Ayer, Mass. 01432, to consider a site plan review for New England Power Company doing business as National Grid for the construction of an unmanned substation control house on the property at its existing Sandy Pond substation number 237, located on Westford Road. All right. And you want to have some introductions?
Sure.
Who are we meeting today?
My name's Dan McIntyre.
Okay.
I'm a professional engineer with National Grid.
Okay, great.
I have with me Glenn Lightford, project manager.
Great.
And Ben Eastwood, our outside legal counsel.
Okay, super. Great.
So Ben's going to give you a quick rundown on
All right.
why we're here, and then I'll take you through the project.
Great.
Yeah.
You can have a seat. You can make yourselves comfortable.
Whatever suits you.
All right.
So yeah, we're here tonight because we have to apply for a plan approval due to this new building, which is greater than 1,200 square feet. And so therefore that triggers the need for a site plan approval. And as you can see, it's a very large property. It's over 28 acres. The new building here is only 5,400 square feet. And Dan can walk you through the scope of the project, but we're also planning on a driveway around the perimeter. And yeah, I think that's it.
Okay.
So,
I just does everybody know where this is? I just realized where it is and how big it is.
sorry, yes, it's
huge.
39 Westford Road.
Yeah.
All right. Yep.
We've got actually a couple of stations out there. We've got the big DC converter station,
Okay.
and then we've got this one. This is
All
the
right.
one right on Westford Road.
All right. And the zoning is it's heavy industrial.
Heavy
Is that what it is?
I mean, that's
Okay.
So what this project is, basically what we term this as an asset replacement project.
All right.
This substation was built back in the 1970s, and the equipment in it is just becoming much more unreliable, difficult to maintain and repair. So it's time for us to go in and update it.
All right. Sure.
And the bulk of the equipment that we have to update is in the control house. We have an existing control house right here that houses that equipment now. That's where we keep our metering, our relays, our protection equipment, and that's all basically 50-year-old technology
Okay.
in that building. So we're replacing that, and we have to keep the station operating, so that requires us to put in a new building now so we can fit that out with the new equipment, and then remove this after we flip it over.
All right.
So
All right.
the building itself is
Oh,
a picture of the
pictures,
building.
okay.
It's just about exactly the same.
Can you see this from the street?
You will be able to see it from the street, just as you do the existing control house.
Sure. Yep.
But we meet all the required setback requirements, and it's all going to stay within the existing fence. We're not expanding the fence out at all. And really, that's the long and short of it.
You know, this is an awful lot of work for you to go to just for such a little thing. It really is.
You guys wrote the regulations.
Yeah, you're right, and I agree, and that's it's just noteworthy. It really is a lot of work.
That's all Greek to me.
That's okay.
That's, yeah, that's,
That's why I brought the picture.
right. Now, and you got some comments from our Department of Public Works engineer, and I saw all the responses.
Yeah, we
and-
responded to that today.
And everybody got copies of those too. And the responses are thorough. We appreciate that. And I don't think the DPW is going to have any problem with your responses. I flipped through them. I don't know if anyone wants to take a second to look
Yeah,
at
I
them.
actually talked to Mark this
Oh,
afternoon.
you did? Oh, great.
Um,
He's all right?
He's quite busy with all the snowstorms.
Yeah, he's busy. He's busy with a lot of things.
So what I did promise him is that when we get the calculations, the final calculations on the infiltration basins for the roof gutters, I'd send them along.
Okay, great. Now, and it's unmanned, there's no traffic, let me go down my checklist. No parking, no loading. You meet all the requirements for the zoning. Utilities, you didn't need water. I guess you can take care of electricity yourself. Yeah, all right. I have absolutely no problem with this, of course. I don't know if anyone has any questions.
All right, great.
So I'm going to make a motion I move that we approve the site plan as submitted by National Grid. And can I get a second?
I will second that.
All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
There are no nays. And that's it. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much. Thank
you.
very much. So,
By any chance you guys have a card we can email it or anything? Just
you bet.
make it easier.
There you go.
Super.
Thank you.
All right. Well, that was easy.
Now, this decision will be written up. and-
Yes, I'm going to write it up and get it to you as soon as possible. And then, and I'll let the building inspector know that it's been approved, so
Thank you, appreciate it. Yeah, thank you.
you should
Okay.
be able to get your building permit, no problem.
Yeah, because we want to get that 20-day appeal period clock running as soon as we can.
Okay,
Because some of this work is related to outages, and we need to.
all right, all right.
So,
So I'll get the decisions by next week,
all right.
all right?
Okay, great. And the Carly will probably get in touch with us?
Yes,
All right.
yes, absolutely. Thanks for your time.
Thank you. Yeah, keep going.
Do you want to just jump to the minute stuff? and get that
Yeah,
out
we
of
can
the
do
way?
minutes, and we can do, I think we can do everything. We do minutes, we can do new business while we're waiting for CPC, right?
Good night.
Where's your code?
Do you have copies of the minutes, Kyle, with you? Printed out?
I was.
Because I have some, it's just that they have to be signed by you.
Oh, yeah, I got them,
Oh.
I think.
Okay, so I'm going to want a motion that we approve the minutes from September 25th, 2014.
Now, I guess now two of these, let's see.
I think I wrote those.
You wrote them, and I reformatted them,
Yeah.
and I sent them out, and I have copies here.
Okay, yeah.
You can take a look at them. They didn't, let's see, let me look at these. We're looking at January 8, August 7, and September 25. Let's see.
I did my best. One of those meetings was I think in August was the one for.
One of them was the big one, so I mean, one of them
Yeah,
was...
actually August 7th was the very long meeting on
Yes.
Riley Jane.
Yes, exactly.
So I did the best I could with so many people.
Understood, yep. Now those, if you want to glance, I mean, if you're okay with those,
Much better than the ones I did.
though, yeah, I copied the ZBA format, so that's what we went with. You know what, why don't I let you glance at those, I'm gonna use the restroom, all right, since we have so much time. Look at that snow out there.
More coming.
I apologize, I thought you had I thought you drafted the first two, that's why I motioned it right away.
The what one?
I thought you did the September 25th and the August 7th. Are those the ones you're re-reviewing?
It was kind of like, hey, you take notes? I'm like, oh, okay.
Otherwise I wouldn't need the motion to
No,
rush you by
no.
any means.
I did the 25th meeting.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I
you
think,
did.
yeah, 'cause I think all we did was change the formatting.
Okay,
They
yeah,
look
yeah.
to be the same.
Yeah, and then I gave them to Carly. I
Mhm.
emailed him, I said, I don't think these are gonna format right. She's
You know
like,
what,
"I got
and
it."
I think I did too. And then I think we got our hands scolded because she's limited as to what she can do administratively.
Yeah.
So, I apologized on behalf of the board for me asking that.
Yeah,
I'm sure you did the same thing.
And I sent
And
it to
Jeremy graciously volunteered to put them all in the same format, so, instead of, so.
I'm writing 30-page papers every week, so I'm trying to balance it all. So these two are to accept the minutes
Mhm.
from the last. Yeah.
Yeah, at the end of the meeting, I am gonna go through my member update, and then I have it all printed out, and I can give it to you at the end, just so you can attach it right to the minutes for this meeting, because I plan to go right down the list.
Did I get them right?
Nice job. Okay, great.
Then,
I had them with unicorns and rainbows on it.
and those are the final versions which usually our clerk should sign,
Yep, that's,
but that's Rick.
oh, I thought you were the clerk.
Did you
Kyle.
become clerk at some point?
Yeah, because he takes the minutes, I thought you were clerk.
No, he just volunteered to take
I
it.
just volunteered. There was a reorganization last meeting, right?
Yes, so
And I-
I'm the chair, and Rick remains the clerk because we never really revisit that, and Rick doesn't take minutes.
Oh, okay.
So it's a clerk in name only,
Okay.
and it always has been. So
You know what, if he doesn't come, I'm sure the three of us can initial underneath it.
I can sign. I'm the
Okay,
chair.
yeah.
So why don't you started? Why don't we make a
Yeah,
motion?
so I made the motion to approve the September 25th meeting minutes as drafted.
I'll second that. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. No nays.
Um,
Next.
I will motion to approve the minutes. Oh, I can't because I was not there in August.
And let's see. In August, I wasn't there either. So Kyle, you know what? I don't know what the hell to do.
Well, technically,
Jay,
we
you made a
could
motion on-
still post them to draft them as draft. They just won't be approved on the website.
Okay.
At least information's there, we're not.
You made a motion on 9/25, but for 9/25?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that means we will.
I haven't been to the website. How many minutes are we missing? Do you know?
I think it's these three plus maybe one more that are missing.
Yeah, 'cause I know Jim Luchesi got two approved
He did
before he
one
left.
night.
October and November, I think.
He did one.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think they're in there. So August 7 we will hold off on because we don't. We only have Kyle who was there. I think we probably need two people. And then we can vote for the Januaries.
Okay, well, I'll motion that we approve the minutes from January 8th, 2015 as drafted.
I second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And there are no nays. Great. And I can sign those. And we have 15 more minutes at 1:30. The Open Space Recreation Committee is going to come in here, and they're going to present their latest plan. So we got plenty more of time.
Did you say he is coming? He's just running a little late.
Who's that?
Rick.
Rick is not going to be here.
Okay.
Yeah. And let's see. So we will skip ahead a little bit. We did the minutes. Why don't we do some member updates
Okay.
while we have some time? All right. And we're going to start with CPC, Community Preservation Committee, and that is Jennifer.
Yeah. On Wednesday, March 4th, the CPC is actually going to hold a public hearing. And we only have 2 applications pending right now.
Okay.
For funding. One is being sponsored by the fire department, and it's for photo restoration.
Right, all right.
And obviously, the category would be considered to be paid out of the historic bucket. There's a couple buckets of funding for
Okay.
CPC projects. And the other project is the Central Street Firehouse restoration project, the old fire station.
Okay.
They're looking for $250,000. The total project's it's a roundup number of 1.2 million. The category would that they listed would be the historic as well as the housing, with 6 affordable units in there, 2 and 3 bedroom units potential.
Okay, and did I think we talked offline about the status of that project. It's under contract, is that what we understand?
I believe it did get signed off.
Purchase and sale
Yes.
was signed off, so that's moving
The Board of
along.
Selectmen's meeting, yeah.
And that purchaser is looking to do residential? Is that the understanding?
That's what I understood was residential, but I think that, if the residential portion doesn't fly through with the funding and all of the other
Okay.
components, then they may take another look at
Okay, all right.
doing a mixed use for the project. So the Historical Commission did write a letter, and I'm hoping that the planning board, if we discuss it tonight, will send a similar letter stating whether or not we would support funding or stand behind the funding request for the restoration of the building. Just so you know, though, that the building itself, it's ineligible to go on the National Registry. Basically because it has the 2 additions on the side, the
Okay.
wing construction, the
All right.
wings. But the Historical Commission is interested in preserving the building regardless.
All right.
However, they haven't taken an official vote to recommend the actual requested funds in the project in itself until final architectural plans come in, because right now they're very schematic.
Okay.
So
So you're talking about CPC now, it's not taking that vote? And-
Well, the Historical Commission.
Historical
Because they're
Commission, sorry.
seeking it under that category of
Okay.
historical, but they're also listing housing, which I think it's important that the planning board
All right.
send a letter as well. And I was just thinking that, because it's still preliminary, we should send a very generic letter saying that we do support the idea of preserving the building, but we'd rather hold off on
I'm okay with that.
recommending the application be approved by the CPC until more architectural plans come in.
So there's no defined use of it yet, they're not there,
Exactly, we haven't really seen a finished proposal, but again, the hearing is March 4th, but if in theory the board supports preserving the fire station, the original structure, now's the time to kind of say
When you read this, what they're gonna do to it on the exterior, just make it look good. They're not altering it, it needs to be clean, it needs to be painted, it needs to meet, when you drive down Washington Street, it needs to look good from the outside.
Did I give you a copy of it?
No, I haven't seen that.
I'm so sorry.
And then on the inside,
Next.
something nobody's ever gonna see, except for the people that either work there or live there. That's for an architect to decide.
Right, absolutely.
All the interior structural design.
Yep.
But I say one thing, I don't wanna see an old firehouse just sit there and not get used for anything purposeful, especially me, of all people.
Okay, yeah.
That's it. And 2, making that into, if they decide to make it 6 or 8 units, I mean, that's just gonna be awesome.
All right.
I agree.
I live in a firehouse, I mean, that's instant right for the town. 100 feet from walking downtown, so yeah, I'm all for saying that. I'm definitely for saying, hey, let's preserve this to make it the way it is, but we gotta use it for something.
All right.
I mean, ultimately, if it gets approved by the town and all of that, it's site plan review would kick in.
Right, absolutely.
So,
So I'm all for writing kind of a generic letter. Maybe you can draft it?
Yeah, I'll follow probably the same tone as the Historical Commission.
All right. And that doesn't really need a vote, but we're all.
Well, my feeling was being on the CPC that I don't really want to vote independent of the board. I want to be able to
Right,
represent the
absolutely.
board.
Yep,
And I think that the historical rep feels the same way.
okay,
He's-
absolutely, yep.
It was
Well,
nice to
that's-
see that he submitted a letter, so I think we should.
All right, super. So you'll tackle that.
Mhm.
All right, now on, are you all set? Is that all right? Any questions regarding CPC?
Yeah, happy with that, thank you.
I'm glad we have a rep on CPC, that's important. Next is updating Ayer's open space and recreation plan. We're going to have a overview tonight at 7:30, once everybody arrives, maybe as soon as they arrive. Well, I'm not exactly sure who's coming. I know Beth Sudemeyer is going to be here. And this is a big deal. This is an exciting thing that town's working on. On Monday, February 9th at 7, there's going to be, is this a public hearing? Is that a public hearing on Monday night? No. It's just a information session. The town of Ayer is updating its open space and recreation plan. The update committee is seeking public input. There's going to be a meeting at Town Hall Monday, February 9th, 2015 at 7 p.m. They've hired some consultants from the Conway School of Landscape Design that will facilitate the discussion as we receive public input. It's a 5-year plan. The last one expired, and it's very exciting, and we'll get an update tonight as soon as folks arrive. Jen's been working on planning board staff.
Yeah, if you will, I thought it was October and November that the board actually tasked me with requesting an update from the town administrator as well as looking into staffing needs.
Okay.
For the planning board, if you will. So as promised, I did bring forward a draft job description, similar to probably what was in place before, although obviously just dealing with planning board money. So what we have as a planning board, if we were to reestablish, because obviously we can't speak for zoning board.
Right.
And to be honest with you, just given the some of the things that are going on in town and the multitude of town-related projects, and I don't know if any of you saw the article too, where Ayer is becoming, well, I think it is the fastest growing community in the Commonwealth. That I think that we're probably deserving of having our own dedicated person.
I think so.
But obviously, that's a group discussion there, but I think it would be nice just to have a dedicated planning board clerk. Most towns do have.
So, and you,
Actually, they have multiple people
you,
in other towns.
you penciled in.
I penciled in 20 hours. I have no idea if the board wants to think about going back to 30 or full-time. I don't know. All I know is that historically, planning board's only allotted 20 hours, so I kept it at 20.
Now, the other lady that did it before, Ms. Sullivan, she did, if I got this right, she was 50/50?
Yes.
Planning board and zoning board, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
was she? I thought it was 10. I thought it looked like it was 30.
50/50, I think 17 and a half and 17 and a half, I think her total hours were 35 a
Okay,
week.
and it was-
Oh,
and it was-
okay.
and it was- So she was 50% planning boards and
Right.
50% zoning board.
Okay, so it was split right down the middle.
Yeah.
So should this be 17 hours?
This should, and you know, this is all
I just don't know that you'll
subject
get
to the
someone for
union.
17.
No, but you know the advantage of keeping it at 20, which a standard work week is 40 hours, and the fastest growing community in the Commonwealth might need that person for 2.5 more hours a week because the fastest growing. You know,
Right, absolutely.
There's a lot going on in town.
The, a couple of issues, I'm not sure at what point benefits kick in. At some point, the number of hours are so small that it's difficult to get a qualified person who's interested.
Oh, okay.
Now, and I want to say it's 19 hours when benefits kick in for the town of Ayer.
Okay, because
and-
Littleton, it's 22. I didn't think of that.
So that's one consideration. And the other, I think we should go for this. I think, I'm not sure what the next step is. I think we do need to talk to the town administrator.
So you would like to see it, the hours though expanded just to include that there's benefits with a part-time?
I think, yes, I think if it's below the number of hours where benefits kick in, I think we're not going to get a whole lot of interest for such a small period of time.
I think a selling point, if it's possible, would you rather have a 22-hour-a-week employee that gets benefits or a 40-hour-a-week employee that gets benefits that covers two
Right.
boards?
And
Granted, we're
that's-
not the zoning board,
Mhm.
but having that, the ability to have that one person cover two jobs, and again, we can't speak for the zoning board. This
Well,
is-
we kind of can because I'm the
And
chair.
I
of
did,
the
I don't know, I did add there is a line in there to allow for a potential expansion of the position to cover multiple boards in the event that, if I can find it, I'm pretty sure I added another in here.
Well, I would say, and again, we're not, you're right, we need to consider the zoning board's needs. The zoning board's needs are a little bit different than the planning board. It's a little bit more, with the zoning board, the position is actually zoning board administrator. It's not union, which is interesting. When you have one person, the zoning board administrator is not under the clerical union contract. The planning board office manager is. But it is really, it's kind of weird. And I think that's, I'm not sure if they have finalized the contract, but my understanding is that's not going to change. And the other thing is now that the position used to include conservation. It used to be one person, used to be two, that had conservation, planning, and zoning. And we just happen to be lacking a conservation administrator now too, because Becky has left us.
Which brings me to my next update too.
Okay, all right.
Because I did want to discuss, do we know what the 2016 budget submittal deadline is?
You know, I
We as a
don't,
board
and
should-
I was thinking that myself. I guess I better find out. You don't know, Ruth, do you?
I don't.
Okay, I'll find out.
I don't know if finance is finished, all I heard all the meetings in the department is.
Okay.
They have or have not.
I don't know.
Okay. And I mean, our budget is not complicated. The complication is this staffing issue.
Well, the one thing that I think that, because I did request a copy of the budget, obviously it was zeroed out for the past
Right,
year.
I have that too, yeah.
But I'd like to see some specific line items in there. One, so it's clear to the taxpayers, what the salary expenses, what we spend on office supplies, our
Yes.
hearing-related expenses, just so people can actually start to see how much business in the.
Well, we don't have, I mean, our hearing-related expenses are always passed on to the applicant.
Okay.
So that does not show up as line. That's the first thing I asked, because I thought it was going to be a big number, and then it was explained to me by Lisa that it's, the applicant pays for these hearings and all the advertising.
Okay, I'll scratch that.
So not getting a assistant is, well, just the way budgets work and whatnot, but there does need to be some money for
Printing.
printing and
Yes.
finance, all those little things. where
Like,
it's
yes, our little
stamp.
nameplates.
Just a 38-cent stamp or whatever they are now.
Now, well, and that's the interesting, I asked about postage too, because we
Yeah.
use a lot of postage, and that's all, apparently postage is a central expense through the clerk's office, and they kind of,
Bulk it together.
yes, which, that's interesting that I know these things.
Oh, so are we supposed to have like a postage line item?
No.
And then they take from that,
Nope.
from every department?
It's, I can't explain technically how it works, but we don't need a postage line.
Huh, okay.
Technically,
Well, I
we
can't
don't.
really think of anything else, but I think it would be good just to kind of track what our office supplies and printing and
Yes,
stuff.
and,
Because we should, it shouldn't be all lumped in and force our staff person to figure out where her salary is and where,
right.
you know,
And
worry about spending.
I've been provided a budget worksheet that I'm supposed to submit to accounting.
And I'd like to
and
see
finance.
training.
That's just like saying.
Training, now training is a line item that should be in there, and I think we have it. Generally, we have it, and I'll look at that, and that's something I want in there too, because there's a lot of training available for planning boards and
Do they pay any like fees to Like
The,
CPC?
we don't,
Like a
the
membership
town of
fee?
Ayer pays a fee to be part of Montechusett Regional Planning Commission. That's not part of our budget.
Huh? Oh, okay,
I
because it
don't-
comes right off the cherry sheet, I think,
Yeah,
actually.
exactly.
Okay.
Uh,
But I think we probably should look into, because maybe there are some organizations that we wouldn't mind being a part of, you know? So
Yes,
There's great resources
membership,
out there.
right,
They're
absolutely.
minimum of $25.
Right.
you know, that's a good deal.
That's absolutely the
And then you
should
get a cheap rate to go to the training when they offer it.
Now, now I want to add something that I've been thinking of, and this is, now, we might as well ask for it, you know, see what we get. I believe that the department, the planning board, the ZBA, the building department need a professional planner. Now, it's part of the comprehensive plan that we have a professional planner. We had one for a couple of years, Chris Ryan, and that was before my time. Not really sure why it didn't work out. But we have a lot of projects. You know, one thing tonight we just had the site plan review. I'm not sure about this, but I do believe we have the ability to waive the site plan review requirement. I think, you know, if these folks from National Grid came in here and actually met with a planner who understands the MGL and the Zoning Act, they explain what they want, he realizes it's just a shack, you know, that's just a little shack. And you know, they had 3 guys, including a lawyer, all this paper, all these drawings, you know, this is passed on to us in our electric bill. I mean, this is a lot of work. And I do think, you know, if a professional planner is going to be able to look at the big picture, is going to be able to interact with our customers a little bit better, and we've had one before, and I really think, you know, the population of Ayer is what it is, and I think we should try again. I think we should try for a professional planner this year.
I would support that, too.
All right.
Yeah.
Um,
However, planners, I think they like to have full-time staff.
That's absolutely. And now, honestly, now I need to talk to
We got
Robert.
this halfway written up, so we're already halfway there.
Absolutely. And I think this needs to go to Robert next for consideration, even before we go to personnel. I think,
Well, I think the time is ticking for us. I think that we need to at least get a position graded. I mean, if we feel that this covers all of the training and the experience and background that we'd want for someone, the hours, we just need to get it graded, and then we can expand the hours with discussions.
all right, I understand that, sure. You make sense, yes. I just, in speaking to Robert, we'll have a better well, I know what our needs are for ZBA. Actually, I've talked to Robert, and I don't have any needs for ZBA. He considers Carly the ZBA administrator, and she's handling everything. And that's a non-union thing, so
That's
that
the
works.
non-union.
Now I know the conservation administrator was a union position, and Robert might like to find one person that can do both. That's a possibility. I just want to keep this open to what the town administrator might be thinking about and need.
Okay,
But you're right,
yeah.
this can go into, well, I'm going to run it by him either way before it goes into personnel.
Yeah, I just would like to see, at least get it graded so that we can at least get a salary range, so that we have a number
Gotcha.
to plunk into.
All right.
I don't want to miss our deadline for submitting a budget. I just don't think we can go
All
another
right.
year without staff.
Yeah, absolutely, that is my intention, absolutely, that
Okay.
the budget reflect staff, the staff we need, the number of hours we need, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to approach Robert. Actually, I think I'm going to come up with a job description for a planner and submit a letter to Robert asking the the Board of Selectmen to consider it for the warrant. All right?
Should we take votes just to kind of?
Why don't we take a vote to just solidify that?
We can leave it an open-ended type of a vote, but at least that we're in favor of getting it, at least getting a 20-hour at minimum staff.
Administrator and a full-time planner.
Planning board. Trying to think of the wording.
I'll make a motion that the planning board supports in concept a planning administrative assistant position, which would be part-time, approximately 20 hours, plus the planning board would like to see the town employ a full-time planner.
Pursue it, yeah.
Pursue it. And the chair will meet with Robert and do what's necessary to ask for this, all right? To put this through.
I'll second that motion.
Great. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. There are no nays. That's great. Excellent. Thank you. And I think, did we cover all new business? I just saw Beth.
I don't know if you wanted to do a little tweet on that too, next Thursdays.
I can say that.
I don't know the date and time, did you?
February 12th, 7 p.m.? That's correct.
I guessed.
You know, I do have it on my calendar.
I think I saw something on the town meeting calendar.
Yes. I can
I
check
should say
that.
town meeting, excuse me, the Air Town calendar. I just don't know the place and time.
I got my, I got the Wi-Fi password for the town hall.
Oh, very nice.
All right. We'll be right with you, Beth. It's pretty fast. All right, down my calendar. All right, we're looking at the 12th is the public hearing for the Devens Regional Enterprise Zone, number 1 through 4. This is, there's quite a bit of information on the internet for this. It's on the town website, and I think you can click and link to the information. Let's see, Mass Development would like to, is proposing amendments to the reuse plan and zoning bylaws for the Devens Regional Enterprise Zone 1 through 4. And the hearing is on Thursday, February 12th at 7 p.m. It is...
Is it here in this room?
It is... Let's see. I believe it is in this room. Does not say. We'll find out. We'll find more info on that. But there are a number of changes to the zoning on Devens. It's kind of on the Shirley Village side. You want to go to the internet and check it out. I'm going to be at the meeting.
I have a conflict.
Okay, I will be
But I
there.
did look through it and I didn't see anything
You didn't see.
that I have any objections.
Okay, great. I've looked through it as well. Kyle, if you have any time, the pretty modest changes, I think. Well, I don't know if I'll call them modest, but they don't impact us, and I think they do help the town of Shirley.
When's the date?
This is February 12th, which is Thursday at 7 p.m.
I think it's the selectmen that will be, because they're just.
It is the Board of Selectmen's public hearing, so they're putting it on, and it's regarding proposed amendments to the reuse plan and zoning bylaws for Devens by the Board of Selectmen.
As promised. I can email these to you too, so you can just drop them in the.
So it does
the
not
minutes of
need,
this. You just gotta drop the votes in.
we don't need to approve anything. We don't need to approve any of that, but I'll provide some input as necessary. We do need to attend Supertown meeting. It takes a Supertown meeting, all 3 towns have to vote for the zoning changes on Devens. That's the way it works.
Has the date been set for that?
I think it has, but I'm not sure what it is. I want to say it's in March. Okay? That's good. And why don't we move right on to the open space plan, all right? Who do we have? We have Beth Sudemeyer.
So,
How you doing, Jason Mayo?
Jason and I are co-chairs for the Open Space and Recreation Plan Update Committee. And
Great.
Ruth Maxent is an additional member.
And that was Jason Mayo.
Yes.
Exciting stuff.
It's a big step for us.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna get the names again. Jason, I haven't heard that.
Yep, Beth Sudmeyer. Suedmeyer.
So, what is the open space recreation plan?
Mhm. So the open space and recreation plan is something that municipalities create so that they can use it as a planning tool to guide them in their pursuit of open space and recreation goals and
Okay,
achievements.
all right.
Yep, so Ayer, I believe the first open space and recreation plan was done around 97.
Okay.
And it was, the plans are created and include, an overview of resources within the community, all of the protected open space and recreation assets and parcels are identified, and then sort of goals and priorities for future programs are, in the case of recreation, or potential acquisitions and
Alright.
opportunities are
Okay.
identified as well. And in the case of Ayer, a lot of our priorities have been associated with protecting water resources, protecting large forested areas for habitat and restoration, habitat as well as recreational purposes. And then a number of sort of improvements or expansions on the parks and recreation facilities that we have. So that first plan was done in 97. They've been 5-year plans historically. This new one that we'll be doing will actually be a 7-year plan because they've
okay.
extended the period of time in which they can serve the community.
Who's they?
So, they is the state, the Division of Conservation Services in the Executive Office of Energy and Environmental Affairs is sort of the overseeing entity
Okay,
that approves the plans.
all right.
And once plans are approved, then that makes the municipality eligible for state grants and funding for open space and recreational
Okay, gotcha.
purposes.
All right.
Very key piece to this is that. So our original plan would have expired in about 2002. Then the second update, an update of the plan was done, and that was from 01 to 05, I believe, or 01 to 04,
Okay.
somewhere around that time. And so since 2005, we have not had an updated plan.
All right.
And this is, our launch of the effort to rectify that.
Okay.
And so it's a great public planning process. We're reaching out to, community boards and committees that would be, would have relevant interests in
All right, sure.
the update, such as the planning board, and talking to town staff, DPW director, and Jeff Thomas of the Parks and Recreation staff and such, just to get input to update, based on the previous plan, what has changed in the last 10 years, and what would we like to see, included as goals and action items in this upcoming plan development.
Okay. So you're just at the beginning stage, right?
We're at the beginning, but we have somewhat of an accelerated process because we're working with consultants that are a student team of graduate students from the Conway School of Landscape Design. So they're based out in Pioneer Valley in Western Massachusetts.
All right.
And they've done a lot of projects like this in the past with other municipalities where they've helped to update open space and recreation plans. And Shirley had done this a couple of years back.
Okay, great.
And expressed really great feedback about the experience and how important it is to have some staff, I think, to help facilitate the development of a plan like this. And it's a lot more reasonable, of a financial investment to get, a very equally, prepared and well-done plan. So
Right.
we've taken that approach with Robert, being the procurement officer and facilitating that, logistical aspect of it. But we are using funds that we got through the CPA.
Okay, great.
And it's been a number of years ago, and I can't remember exactly what, maybe 3 years ago. that we had gone ahead and passed on town meeting floor, the approval of funds for the purposes of updating the open space and recreation plan. It's just taken us a little
Okay,
while
all right.
to launch it and get
Oh,
going.
great.
So, so one thing that we are noticing as we've reviewed the most recent action plan is that there hasn't been a great deal of implementation of the
Mhm.
goals. And I think that's a common problem for small municipalities where you have a lot of good ideas, but then lack of staff and volunteer time and initiative to carry through with those. So we're, wanting to try and maybe prioritize the action plan that we generate such that we can have a clear indication of, what we need to figure out, what we want to do and how to do it. And I know you guys were just previously speaking about hiring a professional planner for
Yes.
the town. And I think that, would be one of the action items that we would want to include in.
It's on a lot
and
of
I think
people's list.
It has been included, I believe, in the past as well, as
Great.
in the most recent one. And but to have professional staff that would really be able to track and monitor and implement these kinds of goals would be really wonderful.
Yeah,
And,
I think you're right. I think that's
Yeah.
what's been lacking in the past.
Mhm.
But it's not unique. I mean, we have
Sure.
a comprehensive plan with a bunch of bullets that haven't gone anywhere.
Absolutely.
And I think that does speak to, how you approach the next one, the update, and then maybe, as you spoke to, I don't want to say a more realistic plan, but one certainly that will be implemented and won't just be put on the shelf. Would be great.
So just to touch base on, I think you understand, but the real importance of, and the timing, I guess, of the update as well, in that with the publicity that Ayer has received recently about being the community with the highest rate of
Right.
development per square
We just talked about that as well.
square mile, yeah, that's, definitely incentive for us to sort of get our ducks in a row.
Dubious distinction, is that what
Yes.
Patrick said?
Yes. And then, it's just, once we can protect assets and resources, there'll be the communities for perpetuity.
Right.
But, right now, we're just in this trend of, pretty much losing our forested and agricultural lands pretty rapidly. And, if we can do some planning,
You're absolutely right.
work with partners to try and protect what we can, that would be.
Yeah, I know, conservation has done what they can when they stumble on a piece of property that, they can start the process of maybe having it gifted to the town or somehow acquiring it.
Right.
But that's, it's not really something that we plan ahead in a big scheme. It's when they kind of, it's as they hit these properties
Right.
is when they're dealt with.
Because you definitely have to have willing sellers in order for
Right.
something to happen, so it's,
And incentives of some sort,
Yeah.
maybe, hopefully.
yeah.
Now, I only flipped through the most recent open space plan, and if I remember correctly, we have as I think we all know, we have a revised zoning bylaw, which we may actually present to annual town meeting for approval after a process of public information. And I actually am curious if you've seen it. It has a new so-called cluster housing piece.
It does.
It
okay.
does. It's revised from the existing. So that's worth looking at.
Mhm.
I don't know. Well, that's certainly one thing, and to look at, for you to look at, and for us to look at, and make sure. If you're coming up with this plan and we're approving a new bylaw, let's not do work over again, and
Right.
make sure both of the documents
Yep.
jive.
One, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Mass Audubon, but they're the ones who produced the report that
Yes.
that
yeah, yeah.
identified the rate of
Mhm.
growth was so, rapid here in Ayer over the last 10 years, or whatever the period that they measured had been. But they actually have services associated with supporting municipalities in pursuing conservation goals, sort of a circuit rider type position that will work with communities.
Okay, yeah.
And so I think it would be nice to maybe even have their staff take a look at the zoning bylaw proposed changes, and provide some feedback, or somehow, they would also have model bylaws that they could offer, and I don't know if the consultant who worked on the bylaw modifications would have looked at anything like that, but that might be a resource that we would want to tap into, but I
Sure.
don't want to get you guys sidetracked too much, given the time frame that you are operating under, so.
Right, but I do want to, I do think, Judy Barrett was the consultant, and the whole project was based on the comprehensive plan. She was fairly thorough. I do think we'll find some of the open space concepts incorporated into the bylaw that she wrote. Jen, you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean,
Jen
I
was
think
here.
it's really important just to emphasize that the job that Judy was tasked with really was more to take out the inconsistencies, the definitions that don't match up with the use table. A lot of the staff in-house would find frustrating to try and, because it would be challenged on the other end when they're trying to operate
Right.
from the use
Yes.
table. So she was tasked with clarifying a lot of those inconsistencies, and then to look at how to improve the economical standpoint in air, in addressing the whole Park Street corridor,
Yes.
in adding an overlay district. So there really isn't any changes to the existing downtown and the general business districts. Those uses will still remain in place. It's just adding another layer. So I guess I would hate to see it get derailed, because I think that the zoning as it is, the proposed zoning as it is, I think we could just get that on the books.
Yes, and I kind
then
of,
get a solid commitment from us to work with these folks and
Right.
make some modifications. But the old book, it needed recodification
Yeah.
terribly, and that was it was a two-phase task with the zoning. One was to have Montezuma Regional Planning go in and just recodify it. So it does appear differently. So,
Yeah.
I think.
well, if that means we get this on the books for annual town meeting, and then, it's a living document, a zoning bylaw, and we move on immediately to incorporate
The changes
what
to
we
the
come up
scope.
with open
Absolutely.
space.
And with the new comprehensive plan committee
Yes,
taking
absolutely.
formation in the coming months, that would also be contributing to some recommendations for, I would imagine zoning bylaw changes that could be considered at the same time as these conservation-oriented ones.
And the good point too, if the zoning changes do happen, we will finally have a document that we can pull up into a format and we can make the changes. So
Yes.
the group could actually work with what we have.
Yes.
It's not going to be so labor intensive.
Right, absolutely. Sure. Gives us a new baseline.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's going on Springtown meeting?
We hope.
We hope so.
If we have to have a special, we will.
Jen and I have been working on it, and there does need to be some public information and some. We're working on it. No promises, but I tried it once by myself. Didn't go so well. So we're taking a different tactic, and
It's challenging without having money and staff, so.
yeah.
The money, I guess, really, because we're going to have some flyers and publications. Put the
Yes.
information in the people's hands to get them to come
We
out.
maybe we have a
I
kitty,
haven't gotten
maybe we have a
any-
kitty
I don't think I've
somewhere.
gotten any hits on the webpage yet, so that I can see no one's sent any questions in on the zoning. So
Right, and that was our experience the first time around.
Maybe another press
There was
release.
not a lot of interest until we got to town meeting, and people said, "What do you mean we got to do with zoning bylaw?"
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Hopefully, we'll do it differently this year, and it does require a 2/3 vote of town meeting to get any change to the zoning bylaw. So it's definitely a challenge, but we've got we've got Jennifer now, and we've got an empty seat which I'm trying to fill, and hopefully that's what we're going to accomplish.
You need a rep from us?
Well, if you guys would like to send someone to attend our meetings, it would certainly be welcome. Right now, we've been meeting on the first Thursday, which doesn't work for your schedule. But we also are having difficulties with a number of our members attending it
Right.
tonight, as you know, evidence. But we're having a really hard time finding a night that works for everyone.
Right,
So it's,
yep, that's
we
the
have 7
story of every
members,
committee,
so
right?
it's you know a larger group and has been difficult. So, but yes, you're certainly welcome to attend, or you know if you would like to designate someone or kind of rotate attendance.
Well, we'd like you to be part of a lot of these action
Yeah.
plans, right? So,
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you can attend meetings and give input and feedback, that's definitely a plus. But I think most importantly is the buy-in, right? To read over what the goals are. The former goals that we're saying, you know, we're going to obviously redo some of them or rethink some of them, and maybe some have already been achieved. But really, it's the buy-in and the support. And
Right,
and-
absolutely.
And once
And I-
we roll out the action plan and the action goals, look, you know, we're volunteers, so you're volunteers. If you can get a full-time professional, that's going to be great. But a lot of it is, you know, for everything, a lot of our initiatives in the town, it just falls on people giving up their time and giving up their energy. And so hopefully, you know, we can work together. And that's one of the big pluses of this. It's not just, if we get this if we can get this done, it'll open up hopefully some funding avenues for us, which is great. But not only that, I mean, it's going to help, I think, bring a lot of these boards together. And you know how politics in this town have worked in the past, and boards either don't have a relationship, and they should, or don't want to have a relationship. And hopefully this will help, you know, bring some of that sense of community
Absolutely.
out, you know, so.
So remind me, does the open space plan, does that have to go to town meeting to be approved as well, or no? Or is it just the selectmen, or?
I am not sure. Now, I don't think it does, but we get comment letters from all of the relevant boards essentially, so planning board, Parks and Recreation, Conservation Commission, Board of Selectmen, there may be others, that would provide a letter of support
Mhm.
that goes to the state, but I'm not sure if it has to be town meeting.
No.
Yeah.
You guys just
I
hold a
don't
public
think-
hearing and
yeah.
then you get all your input?
I
and
don't
just-
think it does, but we.
I mean, there might be some things if we're gonna have some large expenditures or something down the road, but
Yeah,
I
and
don't
it
think
might be an optional,
Right.
you know, thing that we could do just to get it out there, you know.
And, again, what is the timeline that you're hoping to have the finished product by?
The student project should be completed in April, but there are some elements to the plan that they will not complete because of the accelerated timeline. It requires an ADA and accessibility inventory for all the town-owned parcels. And so that's one piece that they won't be doing. I think that, you know, we'll try and see if Conservation and Parks and Rec staff and, you know, just a volunteer effort can help to
Right.
make
Okay.
that
All right.
inventory happen sometime during the spring or whatever. But it should be, you know, I think by summer we should certainly have
Okay.
a finalized plan.
All right, great.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, I'm certainly willing to. I don't know that I can be there all the time.
Right.
Between me and you, we could try and tag team it if you're available.
Yes, absolutely, we can do that, just as long as you're not meeting Thursday at 7.
And we'll have to see how scheduling goes, but, you know, if you're not able to make it, we can keep you informed. We're,
Right,
you know,
super.
doing regular kind of emails and updates of
Right.
things, and as we find documents that might be relevant to, you know, the effort, then we just kind of share them via email and that sort of thing too, so.
Right, and I think I even, is Carolyn on your,
Yeah.
part of your group?
Mhm.
Yeah, she over the phone, I think she went down the planning board related items.
Yep.
And some of them, actually, this board might be open to some of them, but I heard some of them and some of them clearly have not been touched
Right.
and just
Right.
had a lot of dust on them.
Mhm.
So yes, I think our feedback would be valuable as far as what this board would do and won't do.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Mhm.
But we're very open-minded now, I think, I hope. We have a good group.
Good, good. Well, thank you for
Yeah, appreciate it.
collaboration and
Yeah, we're excited.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
important part of this is that Monday night
Yes.
is the public meeting, although we do have a snowstorm coming, so we'll have
Another-
to see.
That'd be
We'll have to
2 weeks
see.
in a row, huh?
Yeah,
3, right?
yeah, early in the week, 3 weeks in a row. So yeah, 7 o'clock, public input meeting for the open space and recreation plan update will be facilitated by the two Conway students.
Okay, great.
Who are working on the project. And will be a very nice sort of participatory, engaging activity to get people thinking about the resources that they use in town, as well as those that they might go to other towns to use, and,
Right.
you know, just identifying, you know, what it is we might want to see in our community.
Right, and actually, that was one of my questions as far as regional resources. I know, has Devon's recently gone through this, is going through this?
They're going through it now. They actually have a meeting Tuesday night, next Tuesday, I believe, is one of their open space and recreation plan update meetings. And I was going to reach out, Heidi Ricci from Shirley is the chair of that group.
Okay,
And of course, the composition of their group is somewhat unique because they've got, you know, all of the adjacent towns that are involved, as well as, you know, U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service and, you know, different players, so.
all right.
And then I also have engaged the National River Watershed Association, and they can't make it to the public meeting, but they're hoping to attend one of our future open space committee meetings to talk to us about, you know, sort of the regional approach and collaboration with the communities and the sort of things that they can help support.
Okay,
the
great.
town with.
Super, excellent.
The MRPC, I guess, is the other group that I haven't yet spoken to, but we should definitely talk to them. And I know that they've got a trails inventory and things like that they've done
All right.
since the last, you know, certainly over the last 5 years or so. That'll be a resource that we can use for completing some of our maps and information about trail systems.
Okay, great,
Yes.
excellent.
So,
Thank you very much.
great, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
We'll
See you.
definitely keep you informed and wish you well with all of your endeavors as
Keep our
well.
fingers crossed on the weather Monday.
All right, we took care of minutes.
Yep.
I think we have kind of had our zoning bylaws revisions discussion.
Yes, yeah.
Jen and I did a slideshow, or Jen did a slideshow that we are editing. And what I did find out
Keeps
is,
changing forms. I think it keeps changing in the sense of, initially because I didn't realize that the whole document in itself went to town meeting before.
yes, I did that, and it
I
crashed
thought
and
just an
crashed and
element
burned.
of it went to town meeting
I
before.
have a question for both of you, and I don't want to sound really dumb on it, but I'm going to. I hear a lot about the zoning board changes that it needs to be, the bylaws need to be changed. I don't know much about them, but it sounds like they really need a complete overhaul, or there's a lot to it. I mean, just from what I've been hearing, that you've done it years ago and solo, and now you guys are trying to do it too. So, I've only heard about this a
Okay.
few times, and I guess
And-
that's,
What
You have interpretations about it going?
there's things that.
The zoning bylaw has been changed, and Jen, when Jen was on the board previously, what dates are we talking about? It was finished by 2011, we hired a
Yeah.
consultant, went through the old one, came up, and it's all on the, it's available online. It's now a sweet product. You know, I think it's actually a very good product that's gone through public hearings. It's been approved by the planning board previously. You know, Jen was on the board. Who else? Mark Fermanian. Pete Johnson was on the board at the time. So we had a pretty solid crew working with the consultant to really go line by line through the bylaw and you know, take stuff out, correct things.
Yeah,
Now,
Pete Johnson was really great because he actually recalled a lot of the reasons why language was in there that may be obsolete today.
Yeah.
And so those are the inconsistencies that were
Right,
taken
and
out.
when we say like inconsistencies, I on the zoning board recently, we had a question of frontage. Now, the current Now, frontage is a particular zoning reference. It's part of the zoning bylaw. It refers to, how much street frontage you have. And it's an important statistic in our zoning bylaw, important dimension. Now, when the existing bylaw doesn't really doesn't explain it at all. There's no real definition that's very helpful. And then, in particular, we had a lot that was on a corner. And there is no particular definition in the existing zoning bylaw of what you do with a lot in the corner. It's just not in there, and it should be, and it allows an opening for applicants to fudge, to kind of do what they want, because and then the zoning board can kind of that's how we end up with odd lots, because the zoning bylaw can be interpreted in a number of ways. Now, so that's one of the goals of this revision, this proposed bylaw, is cleaning up those holes.
Yep.
Now, what it does not do, it doesn't change the zoning. The zoning map is almost identical. There's a new overlay downtown called MUT, Mixed Use Transitional, the MUT zone, which is a good idea. It's supposed to make things easier to.
Creates an
develop.
incentive for investors to look at some of the old tired properties. And I want to be careful not to say that it's a jumbled situation down Park Street, but there's definitely
Park Street don't look
A
like
feel.
Main Street.
you're right,
You know.
right. And this is the only way to do it without hurting the existing landowners.
Come over the bridge, you drive down, you see the old post office,
Yeah.
the beautiful town hall, and, turn right on Park Street.
Well, and that hopefully get past these negotiations with Philberry, and we can, several of those buildings are going to be torn right down for the new parking lot. So that'll, and hopefully, I'm sure the parking lot will have nice landscaping and whatever it needs. But the changes are coming to Park Street now. And this is really so. And you're right, Kyle.
We can get the slides to you too. I think
Right.
I think it's at the point now where it probably needs to get hammered amongst us.
Well, and this is absolutely, and this is exactly what we're talking about. Kyle's confusion is everybody's confusion. I had people come to me and say, because prior to this revision, the 2011, there was another one, which was also kind of a cleanup. It ended in 2009 and did make it through town meeting. And I had people come to me and said, what do you mean? What's the difference between this one and that one? Those are totally valid questions, and we need to be able to answer them when they come up at town meeting. What we also need to do, and I've spoken to the town administrator, we can't have this come up at the, I don't know if you've been to a town meeting, if we can't have it come up at the end of town meeting, especially on annual town meeting, when you're there for hours.
Yeah.
And this is what happened to me.
Everyone leaves.
At the end of the meeting, they're like, we don't want to deal with this, let's just table it. So I'm trying to, I need to meet with the moderator. One thing we're considering is going to a 2-day town meeting where we would plan ahead, schedule other towns do this, and just simply, we would put the zoning bylaw on the second day's, on the warrant for the second day.
Yeah.
It's a possibility. It's up to Tommy, and I think maybe we can talk Tommy into it. But we don't want to, it needs time. It deserves a lot of time for people to ask questions and to really get an understanding before they vote. And we do need a 2/3 vote. That's really kind of tough to get.
We do that for the town I work for, and it is growing. There's more needs, there's more things on warrant, there's more items to vote on. And at the end of the night, you're like,
Right, right, absolutely.
come on, please, let's go. I voted on my thing 6 hours ago. I want to get out of here.
Especially now in recent history, town meeting hasn't been too kind to anything zoning related. But maybe that'll change. Hopefully that changes with our new attitude on the board. But we got to do the legwork, and we can't.
I think the message needs to go out that we're not making any zoning changes
Right.
per se.
It's there's no zoning changes. This is just a modern document. It's a modern document, and it's a new baseline. Now, like we said with the open space plan, we can, once we have this in order, we have a table of contents that actually works. You have references. Go to page 202. There's no page 202 anymore. That's what the old one's like. so once we have the baseline in place, we can go on to open space. We can look at, another example is Borrego Solar wants to install a solar installation, a solar array. This is in front of the zoning board. Over on Park Street, where it goes over to Groton, and by the high tension lines up there. And it's on National Grid land. Makes a lot of sense. You can't see it from the street. Some of the residents have some questions about it, but it's their land. Makes sense to put these solar arrays there. It's zoned residential.
And is that what triggered your review? Is that it was residential?
Well, it's not permitted, so they are applying for a special permit, calling themselves a public utility without a yard. So that's again, that's a quirky thing. It's up to the zoning board to say yes or no. Generally speaking, it's residential. That's not where we're not going to put solar panels, a big solar panel installation in a residential area. So it's tricky, but that's the sort of thing that if we had a baseline and a zoning bylaw, we could start to look at other things. We could start to look at, does it make more sense to zone that kind of area for these panels in particular, to make sure they can get in there and install by right. So we're working on that. All right. Are we done with the zoning bylaw discussion? We're all on the same page?
I think so.
I
All right.
just needed an overview.
Absolutely, and
Hearing
it's on the website. It is kind of a read, and it's not. There's actually on the website as well. I think is the side by side. Did
Yes,
we post that?
I don't know if we have the side by side on there. I think the side by side is confusing in
It
itself.
is confusing.
And I think that's because that was meant to be a board tool.
Okay, gotcha.
It was never really meant.
Meant to go to the public.
Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff that's in that side by side that we decided, and now we're not going to tackle that yet.
One of the big problems is you got the old one and you got the new one, and they really, it's just the table of contents, the numbers have changed, the pages have changed, and it's not really easy to easily compare.
But
And
the
people's,
if anything, I would like the codification booklet to at least be approved, because then you can put it on the website, you can click on the table, and it's going to automatically link you to that section.
yes, that'd be great.
It's going to hyperlink. I can't wait for just that portion of it.
I'm reading management concepts of customer service, so I could say anything right now. I'm reading. So,
We can definitely send him everything, including the little cheat sheet type
Absolutely.
of thing with the board.
Yes.
It just, none of it can go, because it was never meant to be a public document.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
The only other thing on this list is the CDBG grant application. It's happening this year. It's for the federal fiscal year, 2015. There are, we've done this in the past. There are 3 things that they're applying for. They want additional funds for housing rehabilitation. It's for basically rehabbing some older housing stock in town. Residents get to apply. It's a great program.
my neighbor got that.
What's that?
My neighbor got that.
Oh, great, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. We've done it in the past, and we're going to do it again this year. The second big project is they want to rebuild Pleasant Street, everything, infrastructure, water, sewer, sidewalks, from Maine all the way up to Groton.
Nice.
Yes. And that's a big project, so that's number 2. Number 3 is some consulting regarding just overall planning and development, just looking at our assets and resources, maybe looking at this, maybe working with a new planner. So there are 3 things. The Department of Economic Development is submitting it. I just want to send them a letter from the planning board saying, 2 thumbs up, we support you, and we support your application, and I'm going to go ahead and do that unless there's any, okay, great.
You know what was interesting, though, is if you walk up that Pleasant Street Road, if you look at some of the old sewer mains, the old dates on them, very interesting.
How old they are.
They're still, yeah. I don't know if they're historic or not, but they're interesting to look at.
All right, I think that's it, unless anyone else has anything. Nope. I'll make a motion to adjourn. A second?
Second?
All in favor, say aye.